What's up, guys? Thank you so much for always coming back, tuning in, and checking out our videos here on WatchGauge. Today we're going to take a close look at the NTH Tropics collection. Before we do, a quick backstory on the NTH Tropics. Chris Vail designed and introduced the Tropics collection a little over 4 years ago. And when I first opened WatchGauge on September 1st of 2017, NTH was one of the very first brands that I started to work with. Now, Chris had sold through probably about 80% of the Tropics collection at that point, and I purchased the remaining 20% or so of his inventory. And as you can expect, I'd tell you, we sold through them fantastically and very, very quickly. I was super excited when Chris and I were talking probably 7 months ago about bringing back the Tropics collection. And fast forward a few months, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we got in the brand new versions of the NTH Tropics. In this production run, there were 4 different variations. There were 2 versions of the Azores and 2 versions of the Antilles. Now, what's the difference between the Azores and the Antilles? Well, it's really only the graphics on the dial, the hands, and the bezel. The Azores was introduced in the Absinthe and the Blue Curacao, while the Antilles was introduced in the Dark Rum and the Cointreau. Now, as I do with many of the watches coming to WatchGauge, I created product pages where you could join a waiting list, and about 70% of the Tropics that I had received sold out within the first day or two. The Cointreau completely sold out, and I am sold out of different versions of the Azores and the Cointreaus, and dates and no dates and such. Now, I know people have been contacting me about the Cointreau. Just a quick note, I am getting 5 more pieces in sometime in July. If you're interested in one of those, you can go to the product page on WatchGauge for the Cointreau and join the waiting list. And once those do come in, I will contact you and you will have the first right to buy them before they hit the website. So let's get a closer look at the NTH Tropics. The major distinctive feature to the Tropics is its dual crown construction. As you'll notice, you have 2 crowns on the right-hand side of the watch, one at 2 o'clock, one at 4 o'clock. The crown at 4 o'clock is what operates the winding and the setting of the watch. The crown at 2 o'clock rotates the internal rotating bezel. This style is known as a compressor style, which is another form of a dive watch. A typical dive watch, as you know, has a bezel that rotates on the outside of the crystal, where a compressor or a Tropic style has an internal rotating bezel. As you'd expect from NTH, the case is 316L stainless steel with a double-domed anti-reflective sapphire crystal. The watch measures at 40 millimeters in diameter without the crowns, with a 48 millimeter lug-to-lug, and is only 11.5 millimeters thick. As I mentioned, the bezel is an internal rotating bezel. It is bidirectional, and the crown that operates that bezel is a screw-down crown. Beating inside the Tropics is the Miyota 9015 if the model has a date option, and if it's a no date, it's the 90S5. 28,800 beats per hour with 42 plus hours worth of power reserve, and every individual watch is regulated to -5 plus 15 seconds a day. And what would NTH be without some crazy loom? On the Antilles, the dials and hands and the bezel have BGW9 Tritech Swiss Superluminova. In the Azores, the dial and hands are C3 while the bezel is BGW9. And just like every single Tropic is individually tested for timekeeping, every single one is also tested for water integrity. The water resistance is individually pressure tested at 20 ATM, which equals 200 meters or 656 feet. As I told you, I sold through a good part of my allocation of the NTH Tropics, and what's really cool is that people have begun to post pictures on Instagram and on Facebook and other places. One thing that is super notable about the NTH Tropics is the dial textures. On the 2 Antilles models, the dial texture is a linear horizontal pattern. And in the Azores, it's more of a sunburst pattern. And what a lot of people have commented on that you really can't get from just a simple photo is the different types of lights that these textures pick up as you're in different light settings, as well as moving your wrist around. I've got a few pieces each of the Tropics. I believe I'm sold out of the no date in the blue curacao or something of that nature, but I've got a handful of each left at the moment. I do have 5 more Cointreaus coming in, so again, you can jump on WatchGauge and sign up for the waiting list for that if that's the one you indeed wanted and missed out on my first delivery of them. And as things continue to roll, thank goodness, I mean, the world's starting to open up. It feels like business is starting to open up a bit more. We are expecting our next project with NTH is the V2 or the version 2 version of the NTH subs. Chris has redesigned the case, added crown guards, and those are expected in the next month and a half or 2 months. Stay posted by following us on social media and signing up for our newsletter, and you'll hear the news about that. On WatchGauge.com, you are able to go there and sign up for the waiting list for those as well. I've mentioned it in videos in the past. What's the purpose of joining a waiting list? Well, you have 24 hours access to buying those watches before they get posted on WatchGauge to the general public. So it gives everybody the chance, if they really want one, the opportunity to buy them and one day before everybody else has the opportunity. Just a quick note, that's why the Cointreau sold out. The Cointreau sold out before they ever even hit the website for sale. So if you are interested in the Cointreau, if you're interested in the V2 subs that are coming out, make sure you jump on the waiting list for those. I do have a waiting list going for a couple of Zodiacs as well. Didn't do a wrist check, but I'm wearing a blog to watch, the Aquamarine Dream by Zodiac, which has easily become one of my favorite watches. I just love the color. I have new Zodiac limited edition neons in stock. They just arrived today, so check those out. I'll put links to everything in the description below. But as always, guys, thanks for checking out the video. I hope you love the Tropics. Thank you guys for everything. Thanks for buying watches from me and for checking out the videos. I will have a Zodiac video coming up within the next few days on the new limited edition, as well as a couple other pieces I got in. So thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon.